Dear listeners, I hope you all are doing fine. I welcome you all in this session on application of equations. And here we are going to see equation for mass transfer in vector form. And let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Saurabh Zugaikar. I am the course coordinator for transport phenomena for final year chemical engineering students of LIT Nagpur. With certain guidelines that I tend to repeat every time, taking into account the present pandemic. So you have to make sure that you are carrying something to write to take notes during the course of presentation. The PowerPoint presentation has recorded voice. Please use headsets for better voice quality. Make sure you have got a latest update of Microsoft Office. Older version can also serve the purpose. And feel free to contact me in case of any specific queries in this presentation. There are some home care for people with suspected or COVID-19 confirmed COVID-19 cases. These are the guidelines shared by WHO that you have to. I know you all must be aware, but I'm still repeating it that you have to wash your hands with soap and water or sanitizer if soap and water isn't available. You have to avoid unnecessary exposure to an ill person. When coughing or sneezing, cover mouth and nose with flexed elbow and monitor your health status from time to time. And if you have got any particular specific symptoms, then please contact your family doctor. Now, equations of mass transfer. We will discuss equation of mass transfer in vector form. Right? Uh, Now again, we'll start off by considering a finite element tau with some surface and through which a two component fluid is flowing. Now this is our basic assumption that there is two component fluid flowing through a finite element of tau, right? So now we'll make an individual two component means A and B are the two components. Now we have to find out. Now we'll put individual mass balance, that is rate of change of A in the finite element, right? Now how A would change? A would change either by A that is coming in due to molecular diffusion, A that is going out by molecular diffusion, A that is coming in by convection, A that is going out by convection, and if and the rate at which A is generated inside the finite element, right? So the rate of A in by molecular diffusion is given by minus surface integral of Ja and dF, where Ja is the molar flux vector of A at fixed point, right? And dF is the positive differential area vector perpendicular to and directed away from the surface. So this is the, if you have to calculate what is the rate of A in by molecular diffusion, it will be given by minus surface integral of Ja into dF. Now rate of A in by convection, it is given by minus surface integral Ca, that is the concentration of A on the surface, into V, that is the velocity, and dF is the perpendicular vector perpendicular to the surface. Now rate of A generated inside the finite element. Now in the element, what would be the A that is generated? It will be equal to triple integral. Now why the triple integral? Because it is a volume. It has got three dimensional, right? So it will be triple integral of Ra into d tau, where d tau is a differential small element, right? And we Ra into d tau means what? This is the rate of A generated inside that differential element d tau, right? Where Ra is the rate of amount of A generated per unit volume, correct? And rate of change of A in the finite element, it will be equal to triple integral of del T of Ca into d tau. Now Ca into d tau gives us the concentration of A in the finite in the differential element, and we have to find out how it is changing with time, right? So coming bringing together all the terms, it will be triple integral of del by del t Ca into d tau. It will be equal to minus surface integral Ja into dF minus surface integral of CA V into df plus triple integral RA d tau. I hope I am very much clear on this, on these particular terms. Now converting the double integral to triple integral using Gauss divergence theorem. Now for we'll require to convert these two double integrals to triple integral so that it will become easier for us to solve this particular equation. Now Gauss divergence theorem states that surface integral of V into df will be equal to triple integral del of V into d tau. So substituting the same into the equation, we'll get triple integral of del by del t Ca d tau. It will be equal to minus triple integral del of Ja, that is the molar flux vector, into d tau minus triple integral of del Ca into V into d tau plus triple integral of Ra into d tau. Now as you can see, the whole equation you have got, the whole equation has got triple integral. Moving the triple integral throughout the equation, we can get del by del t into Ca. This means del Ca by del t. This is the change of concentration of A with time. It will be equal to minus del of Ja minus del of Ca into V plus Ra. Solving this further, putting the identity for this particular term, we get del Ca by del t. It will be equal to minus del of Ja minus Ca into del of V minus V of del into Ca plus Ra. Now this particular identity we have discussed in our previous class, that how this term is equal to this term. We have already proved it. So we have to use that particular identity and solving. Hence, now we have assumed that the flow is incompressible. Hence, del dot V would be equal to 0. Right? So this term will automatically cut. This will be equal to 0. Right? So del Ca by del T will be equal to minus del of Ja minus V dot del Ca plus Ra. Right? This becomes the equation of mass transfer. Right? Now substituting Ja, this is the molar flux. Now in the earlier class we have discussed about Ja. This is for molar flux. It is directly proportional to the concentration difference and inversely proportional to the distance between the two mediums. Right? So Ja will be equal to minus Dab diffusivity into del square Ca by del x square. So therefore, substituting this here, what we get? Del Ca by del T plus V dot del of Ca is equal to del square Ca plus Ra. Right? So this is the final form of equation for mass transfer. Right? So with this we have discussed till now equation of continuity, equation of motion, equation of modified equation of motion, and equation of mass transfer. How these particular principles can be used in deriving something very basic that we study in fluid mechanics, the Bernoulli's principle, right? We'll come to that. Now, for a steady state flow of an inviscid fluid. Now, what is inviscid fluid? Inviscid fluid is that kind of flow where viscosity doesn't play a major role, right? So, this is our basic Navier-Stokes equation. From Navier-Stokes equation, we put for inviscid fluid del delta would be equal to 0, and neglecting the time derivative, we get rho into v dot del v will be equal to minus delta p plus rho g, sorry, it is minus rho g delta h. Now we have uh, replaced g by minus g is equal to minus g into delta h. Now this delta h, what is this delta h? Delta h is the elevation of that particular flow from the surface, from the ground, and hence there is a minus term over here, correct? Now there is a vector identity that states that v dot del v is equal to minus is equal to 1 by 2 del v dot v minus v cross del cross v, right? Substituting this vector identity in equation 1, this is equation 1, we get 1 by 2 rho del of vv minus v cross del cross v, it will be equal to minus del p minus rho g delta h. Now dividing both sides by rho and forming a dot product with a unit vector s, that is s is equal to v bar by determinant of v, and substituting we get dds of 1 by 2 v square, it will be equal to minus 1 by rho dds of p minus g dh by ds. This is pure mathematical rearrangement that we have done over here. After this, integrating along the streamline where S is the streamline, right? And integrating along the streamline, we'll get 1 by 2 v2 square minus v1 square. This is a bracket, and plus integral p1 to p2 1 by rho dp plus uh, it will be minus g into h2 minus h1, right? So it will be equal to 0 because we have taken all these terms into LHS, correct? So here one thing we have assumed that the viscosity doesn't play a significant role, which is the definition of inviscid fluid. So that is how, if you see this, this is our Bernoulli's principle that we take into account for all our fluid mechanics problem. So that is how that is how you can correlate a basic fundamental equation that we study in transport phenomena, how we can use that particular equation in deriving some basic equations for other transports, right? I hope this is clear. It yourself. Now you have to derive the equation of mass transfer, writing all the assumptions and nomenclature with neat, well-labeled diagram and explanation. You can refer the book on transport phenomena by Bird, Stewart, and Lightfoot, uh, and Introduction to Transport Phenomena by Bodhraj. Any specific queries regarding this particular presentation, you can contact me. These are my contact details. You can either call me or directly send me a specific query on my email ID. Thank you.